let's start today with vitamins. Okay, the subject, the topic which we have been talking from the beginning. So we have in this reproductive system, we have these classes, about 8 classes, and we have been given one STL. In that STL, vitamin for STL on vitamins. So we'll do questions in this class. We will do questions, and then other classes. Let's here we will do the classes. We'll finish vitamins. Let's see this water soluble vitamins. We'll have 2 class. So today we will finish this 2 class. Then we have fat soluble vitamin 1 class and small group. Then we have 4 classes on amino acids. Then we have 1 class on this in cholesterol metabolism and reproductive system. Actually, we will talk there congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Okay, disorder of disorder. We will talk about disorder. With that disorder, we will, because you will be taught about the synthesis of steroid hormone in physiology also only. So I will talk about this congenital adrenal hyperplasia in nice detail. So first in vitamins. So first we will do introduction, then classification, and then summary. I will give you a summary of all the functions that we have been studying from MD1, from right from the glycolysis and enzyme topic. So I'll give you the summary table, and after that we will talk about vitamin B1, vitamin B2 function deficiency, vitamin B3 function deficiency, vitamin B5 function deficiency, vitamin B6 function deficiency, vitamin B7 function deficiency, vitamin B9 function deficiency, vitamin B12 function deficiency, vitamin C function deficiency. So this is how we will progress. Here I'll tell you one thing. Vitamin, this multiple of 3, vitamin B3, 3 2 ja 6, 3 3 ja 9, 3 4 ja 12. So this multiple of 3 vitamin with this number are important one. B3. Among this, all are important. Vitamin is very, very important topic. Very, 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 very important topic. Very important topic. So everything about vitamin you need to understand, you need to memorize. So, but among that important also, so multiple of 3, just easy to remember, vitamin B3, vitamin B6, vitamin B9 and vitamin B12. And we will notice that there is relation between vitamin B3 and vitamin B6. So that relation become important. There is relation between vitamin B9 and vitamin B12. There is relation between vitamin this B7, even B7 and B9. So that is how this vitamin B12, vitamin B9 all become important. So 1, 2, 3 relations. One relation, vitamin B3, B3, B6. Second relation, vitamin B9 and vitamin B12. And then third relation, you will see vitamin B7, B12. And there is one more relation. One more relation with this. This relation, vitamin B6. This. So let me talk about the first relation. Relation will be between, you can write somewhere or you can understand. Vitamin B3, vitamin B6. One relation. This relation is there. And there is second relation, you will see vitamin B9 and vitamin B12. Very important relation. This is very important. Again, third relation with also with vitamin B12 only. That is with vitamin B7, means biotin and vitamin B12. And actually we have studied many of this. Just we have to. And this is vitamin B12, relation with vitamin B12. And third relation also vitamin B12 come. This vitamin B6, okay, vitamin B6 and vitamin B9 and vitamin B12 relation with this. Actually, relation of all this in relation to homocystinuria. So you call, so 3 relation and 1 homocystinuria relation. Remember this 4 type of relation. First relation is vitamin B3, B6. Second relation, second 2 relation with vitamin B12, B9, B12. See, 93, 3 is 9, 3, 4 is 12, 9, 12. And then this with B7 and B12. And fourth is homocystinuria relation. 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 3, 12. So remember this 4 relation. So we will talk about this 4 relation and this 4 relation become very, very important. Okay. Will you memorize this 4 relation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Remember 3, 6, and then 2 with vitamin B12 with B9 means folate. Folate, this means biotin. Biotin B12 and folate B12, and this homocystinuria relation. B6, B9, and B12, they are related to homocystinuria. So this, if you remember, so it will vitamin will be very easy. Important are 3 vitamins, multiple of 3, and then this 4 relation. This vitamin plus 4 relation. That's, if you remember or focus on those, this vitamin, most of the question come from this area only. So vitamin B will become very, very easy. So these are the metabolic, from the beginning I've been telling you that the vitamins are basically, it is enzyme. I told you given you the structure of enzyme. Enzyme has teeth. Actually, vitamins perform as a special type of teeth of the enzyme, a special type of teeth of enzyme. Okay. So these vitamins are generally vitamin B1, B2, B3, B4. B4 is not there. Okay. I told you somewhere to remember at lipoic acid as B4, though it is not called B4. Just as a trick, I told you to remember. B6, B7, and B9 and B12. These are part of enzymes. Okay, they serve enzymes. They serve as coenzyme for enzymes. And this vitamin C also plays role in enzyme, and vitamin K also serve enzyme. This all. Only except vitamin A, vitamin D, and vitamin E. All vitamin function as coenzymes. Okay, so in that purpose, this coenzyme, they help normal growth. Normal growth, vitamin B12, vitamin B9 means this B9 is folate. They function in RBC maturation. They function in cell growth, epithelial growth, DNA synthesis. They actually are a very important part of DNA synthesis. Fatty acid synthesis. Many of them are involved in fatty acid synthesis, DNA synthesis. So fatty acid required for cell. So these all molecules, this is how required for normal growth and health. Vitamin B6 is additionally required for neurotransmitter synthesis and other things synthesis. So normal growth, normal health, growth, and reproduction. If I have to tell you about reproduction, just first name should come is vitamin E. Other vitamins are also important. And then also folate. Folate and this is vitamin E. So these two names should come first when you talk about reproduction. Okay. So vitamin classification you must be knowing. One is fat soluble, water soluble. Water soluble again of 2 types, B complex and vitamin C. B complex, you can see 2 groups of like vitamins. Actually, classification in this way is not exact, completely like distinctive. It is not complete separate. So some hematopoietic enzyme are also this vitamin B12, for example, is here performing part here. Okay, so it is not sharp differentiation, but we differentiate into energy metabolism, vitamin involved in energy metabolism, and hematopoietic vitamins. Hematopoietic are folate, means B9, and B12, means cobalamin, B12. So these are hematopoietic. All other are B1, B2, B3, B5, 6, and B7. These are all energy metabolism related. Okay, so focus on, I told you multiple of 3, focus on this, and 4 relation. What relation? This relation 1. Other relation is this relation 2nd. Third relation is this B7 relation, and then 4th relation is homocysteine relation, homocystinuria. So this 4 relation, B6, B9, B12. And it is also easy to remember, see, or in 3 relation B12 is involved. That is why B12 enzyme is B12 vitamin becomes very, very important, because vitamin B12 actually easy to memorize. Only 2 reaction is there. In 2 enzymes are there, but you can see the how much function it actually serving to the body. Vitamin B12 has a relation with vitamin B7, vitamin B9, and then also like this B6, B7, and B9. You can remember that. So B6, B7, B9 all have homocystinuria relation. Just remember this relation. These are important points. Now let's revise this. Whatever we have studied from the from our beginning enzymes to till now. So we will discuss about that, and things we have yet to discuss. For example, amino acid catabolism or metabolism. So there also again vitamins will come. So we will also some of the concept that we are going to discuss in why amino acid metabolism will also come in this vitamin topic. Okay, so in the middle I will tell you one thing. So after this class we have class from like 2:45 to 3:45, and that class Dr. Dev will take that class. Okay, and I will take second class from 4 to 5. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start the revision of vitamins. So thiamine. See this thiamine, you know, thiamine is present in, we have already done transketolase, 2 carbon transport transketolase. And you know, this is a very important thiamine. If you have to find out the blood thiamine level, you do thiamine, this transketolase activity test. Activity test. So if activity is low, means B1 is low. If activity is good, B1 is normal. So this is how to find out this B1 level. Transketolase is very erythrocytic transketolase. You take out the RBC and then take out the actually activity of this, the thiamine, this transketolase that is present in the RBC. So you do the activity of that transketolase. Now this group of 3 enzymes, one is pyruvate dehydrogenase, other 2 enzymes are pyruvate dehydrogenase like enzyme. This is part of Krebs cycle, you know, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, alpha keto acid dehydrogenase. We will talk in amino acid catabolism. So these 3 are, they 3 contain what? From vitamin B1 to vitamin B5. Vitamin B1, it also has vitamin B2. So this vitamin B2 also, this also has vitamin B2. So in vitamin B2 also, these 3 will come. Vitamin B3, niacin. So niacin, in niacin also these 3 enzyme will come. And then vitamin B5. Before I told you to remember, there is no B4. Before I told you to remember lipoic acid. So B5, in B5 also these 3 will come. Even if it's not written, just understand these are there. So now, so this is vitamin thiamine. Thiamine only has this 4 enzymes contain thiamine. That's it. If you understand 4 enzymes, and all these 4 enzymes are involved in what? Carbohydrate metabolism. All are involved in carbohydrate metabolism, and only one in amino acid metabolism. So that is how you can correlate with the type of metabolism, substrate metabolism. So carbohydrate metabolism, all are involved except amino acid. One is amino acid. Catabolism, actually catabolism. Remember catabolism, not anabolism. Catabolism, differentiate that. Catabolism, so breaking down reaction. And this B2 is also involved in catabolism. Catabolism of your fat. And catabolism, this also has vitamin B2. Catabolism of carbohydrate and catabolism of fat. You know, ALCAD, VLCAD, AMCAD, this all enzymes has vitamin, this FAD. Complex 1 has FMN. Complex 2, that is succinate dehydrogenase, is part of citric acid cycle. It has got FAD. So you can see complex 1, complex 2 are involved in metabolism of FAD. and then F and NAD also, actually energy metabolism, and NADH. So fat metabolism, catabolism of fat, catabolism of carbohydrate, and then electron transport chain require vitamin B2. Remember that. And then AOX is a different enzyme, that is peroxisomal enzyme, that is very similar to these enzymes. Acyl oxidase, acyl coenzyme oxidase. So PDH and PDS like enzymes, you know. Niacin, niacin has two here also, NAD, NADP. NAD is catabolic. So this is both are catabolic, related to catabolic process. Catabolic. This is carbohydrate only, and this is carbohydrate and fat. So I generally use the terminology B1 for burn one, means burn one means burn carbohydrate only. So this is related to burning of carbohydrate. B2 is burn two. Burn two. Two means carbohydrate and fat, catabolism. Okay. B3 is 2 plus 1. How? Catabolism. Catabolism. Which catabolism? You can see carbohydrate catabolism and fat catabolism. Both catabolism. It is involved. Okay. We have seen NAD involved in glycolysis, Krebs cycle. We have seen NADH production in your fatty acid oxidation as well. So fat, carbohydrate, both catabolism. And then this 2 catabolism plus anabolism. So this is involved in anabolism. Which anabolism? I told you to remember one terminology, reductive biosynthesis. Reductive biosynthesis here. And we have done NADH in a lot more detail in pentose phosphate pathway. I have told you to remember three function. One is reductive biosynthesis, most important. Second is detoxification in liver, and third is NADPH oxidase. This is also detoxification. Actually, production of oxidizing free radical. Here is detoxification, here production of free radical. So I told you to remember these three. And function of here is, you can remember 2 plus 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So very easy to remember. Burn 1, burn 2, burn 2 plus form 1. Form means reductive biosynthesis. So you can easily remember this very conceptually. You can use your tricks and to memorize everything. Now, pantothenic acid. Panto means 5. Means B5, you know. This pantothenic acid means fat. Okay. Pantothenic acid means fat. Remember, fat. So both fat synthesis and fat breakdown. Both synthesis and breakdown. Pantothenic acid involved in synthesis and breakdown, because pantothenic acid is coenzyme A. And other places where pantothenic is present in fatty acyl synthase enzyme complex. It is part of that as a acyl carrier protein. So fat oxidation and fat synthesis both require pantothenic acid. Remember, obviously glucose oxidation will also require coenzyme acetyl coenzyme A, but more important, you can see pantothenic means 5 means fat. 5 for F for 5, F for fat. Okay. Now pyridoxine. Sorry, this is 6. This is 6. I wrote 5. So pyridoxine, the coenzyme PLP, pyridoxal phosphate. So what are this? I have given you 6 has 6 function. So 6 function means I have given this function through mnemonics. I have revised this mnemonics many times. Just remember, he is very good man. He for heme synthesis. V for vitamin synthesis. And there is, here is the place where relation between vitamin B6 and vitamin B3 is established. So vitamin B6 is required for synthesis of vitamin B3. That is why the relation between B6 and B3 is important here. So vitamin B3 very. G for glycogen synthesis, good. And then MAN, M for myelin synthesis, A for amino acid catabolism, N for neurotransmitter. You remembered 6 function. I told you to remember 6 function, 3 plus 3 function. He even if you forget this, he very good man. He's very good man. You can remember. So this is how you can remember vitamin B6. And B7 biotin is A, B, C, U. We have been telling A, B, C. B biotin always does carboxylation and ATP is utilized. Biotin does carboxylation. So you can see all carboxylases. We have done pyruvate carboxylase. Okay, so this is pyruvate carboxylase is related to both gluconeogenesis and Krebs cycle. In fed condition, actually it supplies oxaloacetate for acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme, which will form what? Citrate. So oxaloacetate for acetyl coenzyme A during fed condition. In fasting condition, this pyruvate will form oxaloacetate, and this oxaloacetate will convert into glucose from pyruvate to glucose. So it is gluconeogenesis. So you can see gluconeogenesis. Biotin is very important for gluconeogenesis. Don't forget this, gluconeogenesis. If biotin deficiency, gluconeogenesis suffer. Hypoglycemia, this is how you can correlate the hypoglycemia. Okay, just remember the tricks. Whatever trick I discussed here, we will require all those tricks. And if you go through it, you will memorize everything. You will not forget. And then second one is what? One function is to deficiency will cause hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia because it is required for gluconeogenesis. Second is it is required for what? Fatty acid synthesis. Is very important enzyme, the rate limiting the acyl coenzyme A carboxylase. So low lipid, low fatty acid because of low fatty acid synthesis. And third, you can see what will be the result? Propionic acid pathway. And propionic acid pathway is also important for gluconeogenesis and also important for urea cycle. We have discussed how propionic acid pathway is important for gluconeogenesis, also for urea cycle. So propionic acid pathway. So low glucose, again hypoglycemia, and then there will also be related to some propionic acid pathways related, much more things are involved in it. Propionic acid pathway is very important, that is why. And urea cycle involved, that is why in biotin deficiency can lead to high ammonia, hypoglycemia, fatty acid low. So these are the biotin all carboxylases. This is very important and very easy to remember. 3 carboxylases, if you memorize 3 there are 4th carboxylase, but if you remember 3 carboxylase, 4th carboxylase also has function. Okay, 4th carboxylase is involved in amino acid catabolism. You already know 3 carboxylases. That is why I have given 3 carboxylases right now for the time being. So this is the function. Will you remember this all? Yes?
Yes, sir.
See, why I'm telling you to remember this all? Why I'm telling you to remember this all? Because we have talking about this from the beginning. B1 for burn 1, carbohydrate, B2 for burn 2, niacin for B3, 2 plus 1, burn 2, synthesize 1. Pantothenic acid, 5, fat. Pyridoxine, 6 function. Biotin, carboxylase are fat glucose synthesis, 2 synthesis. So anabolic process it is involved in anabolic process. It is involved in anabolic process. It is anabolic. So that is also you remember. Biotin is anabolic. This is very diverse function. B6 has diverse function. B6 has diverse function. This has fat. And this biotin is anabolic. So remember, anabolic, catabolic both. Every vitamin B1 is catabolic, vitamin B2 is catabolic, B3 is both catabolic and anabolic, 2 catabolic, 1 anabolic. B5 also both, B6 also both, diverse function. And biotin is anabolic. Glucose synthesis, fatty acid synthesis. Fat condition, fatty acid synthesis, fasting. Also it serves as glucose synthesis. So mainly anabolic. So these are the important functions of these vitamins. Now these are all energy producing. So B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, these are energy producing. Now energy, after energy, let's talk about these are folate and cobalamin. These are vitamin B12 and folate. These are what type? These are hematopoietic. Hematopoietic. Hematopoietic means cell division growth. So more hematopoietic, and it is not that, it is not part of metabolism. Remember that. So hematopoietic, if you see, let's talk about folate. Folate we have been told, I told you, remember folate, when we talked about purine synthesis, that time I told you, remember, this is also about folate. So, you know, folate synthesis, folate is required. There are two major forms of, two oxidized form of this folate. One is methyl tetrahydrofolate. This is actually, methyl has, actually this methyl group is not easily transferable, okay? This is isolated. They actually, this formyl methyl, they can interconvert into each other, okay? They can interconvert into each other. So this formyl, methylene, formino, these are considered them as same. They have same, the carbon has in same oxidized state. Oxidation state of carbon is same. Here carbon is must reduced. Here carbon is oxidized carbon. You know, formyl, when you add this formyl, carbon is oxidized. Here carbon is reduced. Reduced carbon cannot be transferred from each other, from one compound to other easily. So for transferring this methyl group, an intermediate enzyme comes, this methionine synthase. Actually from this, an intermediate compound will be formed, that is called SAM. Okay, this methyl group goes into SAM, and SAM will transfer methyl group. You understood this? How methyl group from methyl tetrahydrofolate transferred?
Yes, sir.
And all tetrahydrofolate has the single carbon. And that is why, in one word, if you have to summarize folate metabolism, we call one carbon metabolism. And we have already introduced this terminology during purine and pyrimidine synthesis, purine synthesis especially. This is called one carbon transfer metabolism. One carbon transfer metabolism. So metabolism involved in one carbon transfer is folate metabolism. So group this into two. One is one group is oxidized carbon containing folate. Other is reduced carbon containing folate. Reduced carbon is methyl. And this reduced carbon containing folate transfer carbon, its methyl group, through a specific pathway. And this pathway becomes very, very important. Okay. And this much more important than this. Here in this pathway, there is one most important thing is this. This enzyme is very important. Rather than this is important here. So here this is important. This means thymine synthesis. Thymine synthesis means this is required for DNA synthesis. Thymine, without thymine, DNA cannot be synthesized. Therefore, this folate is directly involved in thymine synthesis here. And folate here, methyl tetrahydrofolate, is related to one carbon transfer. This SAM molecule is very important. SAM molecule is very important. Why it is very important? Methyl transfer reaction is very important reaction. You will see methyl transfer reaction is required for synthesis of your creatine. Creatine. You know that creatine? Cut methyl group transfer. Creatine. We will talk in amino acid. Some metabolism. Creatine. Then after creatine, what else? Even carnitine. Okay. Then third C, catecholamine. Which catecholamine? Adrenaline. So have you been taught about catecholamine synthesis?
Yes, sir.
There, if you see at last reaction, there is methyl transfer reaction from norepinephrine to epinephrine. So this is done by, this requires SAM. And this SAM, actually, methyl group on SAM coming from this methyl tetrahydrofolate indirectly. Methyl tetrahydrofolate is being transferred. So, and then a very important, very interesting type of reaction, you know, imprinting. Have you studied imprinting?
No, sir.
Imprinting, haven't you studied imprinting in your genetics? Prader-Willi syndrome? Angelman syndrome?
No, sir.
You have studied in genetics. Genetics, your genetics complete?
Yes, for MD1.
Yes, Prader-Willi has deleted father gene that will cause obesity. Go and check out the very important condition. Angelman syndrome, deletion of mother gene. Angelman syndrome. This is also called happy puppet syndrome. So go and check out. So this methylation, you know, methylation causes DNA inactive. At least you must be knowing CPG, methylation. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yes. Methylation. So this methylation of DNA and histone, both. This DNA methylation and histone methylation. You see, if this methyl tetrahydrofolate, not directly, indirectly through SAM, controlling gene regulation, DNA, your genetic material. That is why this becomes very important. Controlling energy metabolism through creatine, and that is why I told you it is not absolute. You cannot classify absolute. It has got metabolic function also. Here, thymidylate synthase is for DNA synthesis. So it is hemopoietic. Yes, it is hemopoietic. It is hemopoietic. So we have done folate. Folate has very, very important role. So understand the folate. Okay. Understand this metabolism. This one and the second category. Second category, thymidylate synthesis. Purine and pyrimidine. Purine, even if you don't memorize, just memorize purine synthesis. That's all. Here, pyrimidine, you need to understand this enzyme that converts this, or that is required for DNA. This becomes very important. I have been talking about this enzyme from the beginning. That is why. So if I talk here only, you will not understand. Now, this enzyme, cobalamin. There are two types of cobalamin in our body. One is adenosylcobalamin, second is methylcobalamin. Okay, this two form of cobalamin is active in our body. And this adenosylcobalamin is present in this enzyme, MMM, methyl malonyl coenzyme amutase. And this enzyme also I have talked several times, 2-3 times at least. So this is part of propionic acid pathway. Actually, remember, adenosylcobalamin. Methylcobalamin is part of methionine synthesis. Okay, this methionine synthesis. So this will give you relation. Methionine synthesis give you relation between folate and this. Methionine synthesis will give you relation with this folate and this. Okay, so this is the relation through methionine synthesis. Vitamin B12 is part of methionine synthesis. Methylcobalamin is part of methionine synthesis. So now vitamin C, we have done this collagen. In collagen, you know, collagen has very function. Other function are there. We will talk about that. So I have not written here. So vitamin A, D, E, K, these are fat soluble vitamins. You know, vitamin A in vision, it is part of photoreceptor. Vitamin A is photon receptor. It will actually accept photon because vitamin A has retinol, has double bond. That double bond will absorb that photon, and this is where it is a part of photon receptor, rhodopsin receptor. Rhodopsin, it is a G protein coupled receptor. So classical G protein coupled receptor is rhodopsin receptor. You know, rhodopsin receptor was the first G protein coupled receptor that were discovered. Rhodopsin, okay, rhodopsin receptor. And this vitamin A in oxidized form, retinol is part of rhodopsin. Retinoic acid is actually a hormone binding on nuclear receptor. Okay, it is a hormone functioning like a hormone. Though it is called vitamin, it is functioning like hormone, retinoic acid. Here vitamin D is a hormone basically. It is not a vitamin, it is a hormone binding with nuclear receptor. So I think your endocrine introduction to endocrine has been completed. You know what is nuclear receptor, don't you know?
Yes, sir.
Nuclear receptor is any receptor that will ultimately go and bind DNA. Forget about the location. It can be in cytosol or inside nucleus, but it has directly capacity to bind DNA. The receptor, after binding its hormone, it will directly go and bind DNA. These are nuclear receptor. And second category is cell surface receptor. The cell surface receptor are the receptor which will always stay on the cell membrane and will bind, and through that signal to second messenger, everything it does. G protein coupled receptor are membrane bound receptor. So what is the second messenger for that? Two types of second messenger for that. Three types of actually. One is CAMP, other is calcium through IP3 DAG and calcium, and third is cyclic GMP also will be there. So these are the vitamin E, prevent lipid peroxidation, lipid free radical scavenger, and vitamin K, clotting factor, K for clotting factor. So these are the review. If you remember this, so I think vitamin topic is going to be very, very easy. So do you think you will remember this all? Because this is a revision basically. Yes? Okay, you tell me what the logic you use for vitamin B1. What does vitamin B1 function? What do you mean by vitamin B1? Be quick.
Carbohydrate catabolism.
Burn one. Okay, carbohydrate catabolism. Great. So you can say these are the carbohydrate catabolism. You go through this. This is elaborative. Okay. So this is from first aid. You can see this vitamin. Whatever I've written, it is there. Transcatalase is there. You can see, and you can see. So deficiency. What does deficiency cause? Deficiency is involved in these disorders. Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, Wernicke syndrome, Korsakoff syndrome. So these are actually CNS related problem because of alcohol abuse. So alcohol will cause vitamin B1 deficiency, one. And second is dietary deficiency. Dietary deficiency will cause beriberi. So these are dietary deficiency, beriberi. Dry beriberi and wet beriberi. Two presentation only. You have to remember for dry beriberi, two presentation. Neuropathy, myopathy. Neuropathy, myopathy. N and M. And this neuropathy and myopathy both are symmetrical. Polyneuropathy and symmetrical myopathy, N and M for dry myopathy. And then for this wet, dry, dry for NM, and then wait for, there will be some edema. Wait for edema. Edema, and because of edema, heart is swollen. You can say cardiomegaly, dilated cardiomegaly. So edema and cardiomegaly. Wait for edema, cardiomegaly. Two presentation. Actually, generally this dry very progress to wet very. Okay. So wet very means cardiomegaly and edema. And these are the presentation. You already know what are the burn. One means carbohydrate metabolism. And because of deficiency of carbohydrate metabolism, brain will be very deficient in energy. Muscle will be deficient in energy. Heart will be deficient in energy. So these are the presentation you can see. And increased diagnosis, as I told you from the beginning, only diagnosis is made by increased transcatolase activity. You can see this is very important. And that is why I've given this snapshot, so that you will have more confidence, because everybody has very much. So everybody trusts step one. First aid, everybody trusts. Okay, many people have contributed to actually publish first aid. So everybody trusts that first aid for as a review book. So it will give you confidence. So this is very important. You will understand that. So followed by vitamin B1 administration. We will talk about this. Okay, this is transcatolase activity. First done without vitamin B1, then done after adding vitamin B1. If there is difference in activity, then you will confirm. You will be confident, okay, there is this activity deficiencies because of vitamin B1 deficiency. Now, you can go and restudy ATP depletion because of this high energy requiring tissue require ATP, and in alcohol malnourished thiamine. Therefore, this will happen. So Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, you can say, I told you to remember cat's eye, C for confusion, A, T, ataxia, cat's eye for ophthalmoplegia. So you remember ophthalmoplegia, ataxia, this triad is very important. Cat's eye. Wernicke's encephalopathy has vision problem. Okay. So vision means myopathy means muscle is not functioning, eye muscle is not functioning. Ataxia also means the part of brain that is not actually helping in coordination. So muscle here, external muscle, eye muscle, external muscle, both has problem. And then brain is also not getting energy, confusion, confabulation. So these are the deadly presentation. This is life-threatening condition, Wernicke syndrome. And Korsakoff is just confusion, confabulation. Confusion in severe confusion. Confabulation means severe confusion. You can see. Distorted memory. Sometimes actually this type of patient will create a story, false story. False story will emerge into his brain. This is called distorted memory, hallucination type of memory. False memory will be severe confusion. Severe confusion is there. So this, when you mix both disorder, this is more deadly. Wernicke-Korsakoff, severe confusion. And then myopathy in eye and your peripheral muscle problem and muscle coordination problem. So you will understand these three disorders are because of deficiency of vitamin B1 because of alcohol abuse. And this is because of deficiency. So you can say this pyruvate dehydrogenase, you go through this vitamin B1 deficiency, what happens. So you can study cat's eye, confusion, this, and there you can, I will tell you one thing, why there is in like, tell you one thing. Okay. So you can see this, there is one thing. In Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, here you can see, can you see mammillary body?
Yes, sir.
Mammillary body, and you can see medial dorsal nucleus of thalamus, because we have already studied neurology. That is why we can discuss nicely. So mammillary body, what is the function of mammillary body? And dorsal, medial dorsal nucleus of thalamus. What is the function?
They have to do with emotions.
Emotion is like in between. What is that nucleus called? The nucleus in thalamus. The thalamus has this Y shape. This the Y the nucleus there is present. It is related more with emotion, and anterior is more with emotion. I think it is related more with memory. Also emotion, not only one thing is affected, but more will be memory, isn't it? So
Yes, sir.
so just you people are fresh. That is why I want you to understand memory. I have remember M for memory, M for memory, mammillary. So that is how I told you. It is related more with memory. Pappage circuit. Remember? Yes, you remember?
Yes, sir.
Motor loop. Actually, emotional memory is also there. Emotion can also be linked with memory, no problem. This is motor loop is there. There is emotion loop is there. There is third. This three types of loop are there. So these all are related to memory. So Pappage circuit. So memory. So that is why memory is very affected. Memory has very bad impact. Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome. Okay. So understand that. Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome we have already defined. So this is very important condition. Now beriberi. Just remember this. Beriberi is Sri Lankan language. Sialis phrase is from Sri Lankan. The language is Sri Lankan. That Sialis is Sri Lankan language. So weak. I can't. The first patient was noted in Sri Lanka, and this called I can't. So means energy deficiency. You know, energy deficiency means very means energy deficiency. B1. You also remember very. This is up. B1. You can see here in the first aid somewhere you can find. Yeah. So B1 peripheral neuropathy. You will remember, I think, dry beriberi and wet berry. Just see this dry beriberi, wet berry, cardiomegaly, edema, wet beriberi, dry beriberi. See patient. So emaciation very. So this tendon reflex is also delayed, lost because of lack of energy. Wet beriberi. See this. So diagnosis can be made by measuring transcutaneous. So we have done this. Mechanism is thiamine is cofactor function. Yes, you know, before giving thiamine and after giving thiamine, you do transcutaneous activity. So what do you do regarding management of this condition? Don't give glucose because glucose is, energy is not there. Don't give glucose first. Give thiamine. If you give glucose first, severity will increase. So give thiamine first, then you give IV glucose. This is the very important condition. Food fortification for prevention is done in today's time now. So riboflavin is very easy to understand. These are the condition you and go and study about riboflavin. We have already catabolism of catabolism of burn 2, fat and carbohydrate. B2 burn 2. So full form of B2 is burn 2, fat catabolism and carbohydrate catabolism. And you know, B2 is very tightly bound with enzyme. And that is why vitamin B2 deficiency is very rare. And even if it is deficient, the presentation will be dermatological and mucosal presentation. So you can see, so initial presentation, these are actually, if CB, generally this deficiency is very rare if something is bound. NAD is not tightly bound. That is why deficiency of NAD is very common. Cheilosis, corneal vascularization. And cheilosis means lips has like mucous membrane of is affected, corner of mouth is affected. So here 2CB is written, you can know this. So you have given this 3C, cheilosis, corneal vascularization, colored tongue. Okay, so these are the presentation you can see here, and dermatitis. So these are the presentation of vitamin B2 deficiency and vitamin niacin deficiency. Niacin deficiency, you know, burn 2 plus 1, synthesize 1. So burn 2, synthesis we have done. You go and read this yourself because we have already done. This is just I have mentioned here all the functions that you have already studied. So synthesis of NADPH is for reductive biosynthesis and detoxification and production of free radical. These are the function of NADPH. Here, catabolism. Na is catabolism. You can see this. I have written. So basic difference. The basic difference between this NAD and FAD. NAD is for burn to fat and carbohydrate burning. NADH is formed. NADPH is required for anabolic pathway synthesis. So go and see this sample molecule, this substrate to product. Macromolecule. This is uphill reaction. This is in uphill reaction, anabolic process. This is catabolic reaction. So production will happen here. Here consumption will happen. Basic difference is this. So produced from, again, NADPH will also be produced from pentose phosphate pathway, catabolic pathway only, consumed here. No. So you can read, you know this. This is vitamin B3 is D3. B3 is D3. So just 1 minute, we have 1 minute. You can see D3. D3 is D3. And dermatitis, where is present? Fat, and both are fatty acid synthesis. Remember fatty acid synthesis, myelin synthesis, DNA synthesis, everything. DNA actually fatty acid and myelin synthesis, NADPH. NADPH. Here, fatty energy requirement, energy, fatty acid oxidation and carbohydrate. So all processes are affected. Because of that, what will happen? Diarrhea. Diarrhea because if there is intestinal epithelium does not have enough fatty acid, is it? So if intestinal epithelium is not rejuvenated, rejuvenation requires fatty acid synthesis, DNA synthesis, other synthesis. So if it is not rejuvenated, so enterocyte will lose. If skin is not rejuvenated, severe dermatitis. If energy is not supplied in brain, myelin is not synthesized, so what will happen? Dementia. So 3D is related to this function. You can see my job is to connect function with presentation. So this is how presentation happens. You have to understand. You have to, if you remember this function, you remember presentation. And dermatitis, especially you will see dermatitis in this region. Why? These are generally sun-exposed region. So you will see here dermatitis. Also other sun-exposed region you will see here dermatitis. So this is called broad collar castle necklace dermatitis. Hyperpigmentation of sun-exposed areas. So sun-exposed area will have problem because sun-exposed area has always problem in myelin synthesis. So myelin synthesis is also affected. Myelin not. What is this? Melanin. Melanin synthesis also require NADPH. So you can see everything is affected. That is why this will happen. So heart nerve disease is affected in that. So we will talk rest of thing we will talk here. So vitamin B3 we need extra attention. Okay, we will talk in detail about that.